There's a founder who built AI that hallucinates on purpose, not by accident, not by a glitch. The entire point of the AI is to hallucinate. Stephen Thaler's creativity machine was already generating novel designs in the 1990s, before Google existed, before Sam Altman even went to college and dropped out, before anyone was really talking about what today we call AI. By 2018, he was in courtrooms arguing that his AI system, called DABUS, deserved to be listed as an inventor on patent applications. He even tried to get copyrights for a painting that DABUS created as well, not from others' work. Not him, the machine, the AI. The legal answer? Unanimous. Only humans can invent and create. Is that really true?
It has more to do with convincing the world sentient AI has been created. But no, it's here. It's in black and white. It's patented. So had nothing to do with invention and creativity, which I think is a major point to make to your listeners. The invention was done long ago, and the patents talk about simulating human creativity, but this is actual creativity coming out of not computer algorithms, but whole systems that achieve sentience, that have feelings. And that's an important distinction.
AI seems to be a breakthrough. We all know it, but we define it all like ChatGPT, like large language models. And we don't answer the questions. Who owns what AI creates? Can machines be authors, creators? What happens when creativity comes from something that isn't human? Thaler was asking these questions in 2018 and even back in 1990s. So why have you never heard of him? This is the story of a founder that AI history keeps forgetting, and what his erasure reveals about the bridge to nowhere we're being sold. So imagine you have this clock, this intricate clock with moving parts, and you loosen a little bolt in it because it has this methodical sound. Not breaking it, just introducing enough instability that the gears hit rhythms that they were never designed for. You're making different music in a way. That's Thaler's creativity machine. See, most AI you're familiar with, like ChatGPT, works like this. You let the AI find patterns, and you ask it to predict what comes next. More data, better prediction, same output. It sounds like predictability. Thaler flips this whole model on its head. He starts with consciousness. He tried to design this based on what we know about how the brain works, stores memory, things like that. His systems, creativity machine in the 90s, DABUS in the 2010s, don't optimize for accuracy. They introduce noise, deliberate damage, controlled instability. The idea creativity isn't the next best statistical guess or roulette wheel. It's what happens when a system jumps the rails, and you design it that way without being let loose like a large language model that knows everything. So Thaler's DABUS gets irritated, sort of like you irritate an oyster to get a pearl. Maybe a bad comparison, but in that way. But he creates distress, not this consistency you see with like ChatGPT trying to be like everything that's existed to give you the right answer. It's a different model here. That's why ChatGPT and other large language models maybe aren't that creative. They don't have the freedom. Thaler claims these inventions emerge from the system's internal disruption, generated because it was pushed into chaos, not because it learned from examples. Modern AI says, show me 100,000 images of cats, I'll predict cat. It'd be sort of way out there, but it's pretty simple. Show me, see patterns. I'm able to replicate something like you're looking for. Thaler's AI says, destabilize my internal state. Watch what I invent. One is autocomplete. The other lightning strike, creativity from AI. And here is where it's going to get a little uncomfortable. Thaler doesn't treat DABUS like a tool. It's not a tool. He treats it like an agent with something resembling motivation. He argues the system generates ideas to reduce internal distress, that creativity emerges from the machine's drive to resolve the instability. His statement reminds me of the writer's strike in California a few years ago, where someone put up a sign, ChatGPT doesn't have childhood trauma. That's one of the cores of creativity, is that stress. Oh yeah, let's just keep following ChatGPT and its ability to mimic everything we've ever done and put us in the middle forever. There are options. There is more to AI than large language model than ChatGPT. So, of course, most inventors would walk away. Stephen Thaler steps up and puts it to the courts himself. In 2018, Thaler filed patent applications in multiple countries, listed the inventor as DABUS. This is where the big controversy comes in. So his constraint was humans are allowed to get patents and copyrights, because we know what a human is. There's rights, there's business, there's taxes, there's blah, blah, blah of human life. Nope, can't do that with something called AI or something that's not human. So the inventor listed was DABUS, not Stephen Thaler using DABUS, not Thaler, assisted by AI, not Stephen Thaler at all, just DABUS. Artificial intelligence, the machine itself. This has been going on for a little while. Never heard of it? The answers came back fast. U.S. Patent Office? No. Gotta be a person to be an inventor. UK Intellectual Property Office? No. Same reason. European Patent Office? No. Denied, appealed, denied again. Australia actually said yes at first, but then it reversed on appeal. It's human. We can't deal with it. So what happened to Stephen Thaler? Why don't we actually know about creativity machines and DABUS, even if it's in the media? Why doesn't anyone cover it? I mean, there are people, and it's not the only one. But in my interview with him, listen to what he says about this.
Watching the system get more ambitious, DABUS came. And now, instead of taking heat for explaining in reductionist terms near-death experience, I'm taking heat for saying the system is sentient and it's conscious.
Yeah.
So, and it's like I'm always on the receiving end of a lot of anger. I mean, long-held beliefs, but that's the philosophical hypocrisy that I'm dealing with right now, and it goes into other areas that are not scientifically based. And to tell you the truth, I mean, the patent system did not anticipate machines coming up with new ideas. The copyright system did not do that either.
The question was, can a non-human be credited with invention? And the legal system answer was clearly no. Because if we say yes, the entire framework of intellectual property just collapses. Everything we built it on. Patents exist to reward human ingenuity and make it public. Copyright protects human expression, individualistic expression, individual expression. If machines can be authors, who gets the rights? Who profits? Who's accountable when something goes wrong? Thaler lost every case so far. A lot of them are still on appeal. But those courtrooms became the first place anyone seriously tested whether AI-generated work deserves legal protection. And there's been lots of media coverage, despite we're all being obsessed with LLMs and ChatGPT. Thaler's claims are inconvenient. He says his systems are conscious. He really does. He says they generate truly novel ideas, inventions, which is required for a patent. He says creativity emerges from disruption, not scaling data. Wow. Take that, ChatGPT and the whole AI industry trying to get us electrical systems to discover the brilliance of what AI intelligence could be by repeating what's already been done and putting everything in the middle. The narrative doesn't fit what big tech needs AI to be: statistical, probable, controllable, explainable by scaling laws. It will scale. Oh, you'll get head nods to that, right? Holler's work doesn't just challenge the technology, it challenges the story that justifies the trillions of dollars of valuations and money and electrical systems being created. We're in a narrative bubble, not an AI bubble. I saw this in the dot-com crash. When the bubble pops, we rewrite who the visionaries were. Same pattern, different technology, different time. But maybe the visionaries are ones you barely even see or hear about, because there's some people doing amazing things that never get a clickbait headline. This isn't just about Stephen Thaler, but the questions Stephen Thaler asks and is asking, they're not going anywhere. And maybe the fact that we buried him in history tells us exactly where to start digging when we want to get some solutions to AI. Instead of just fighting the people with billions, we can keep building prediction engines and call them intelligent. Hope they get reasoning. Give them names. It's sort of silly toys. Or we can remember that creativity has always come from people willing to introduce a little chaos to the system. Creative chaos, not destructive. And Thaler, he tried to open that door maybe too soon, and he's still trying to open it.